You've been played your entire life. Every smile you returned. Every argument you walked away from. Every time you chose to be the bigger person. Someone else won, and you didn't even realize you were in the game. Right now, there are people manipulating you. They're using psychological weapons you can't see. Weapons hiding in plain sight. And the worst part, you've been taught that recognizing these weapons makes you the villain. That ends today. The world is a chessboard, and you've been a pawn pretending to be a player. But pawns who learn the rules, they become queens, dangerous, unstoppable, feared. This isn't about being evil. It's about stopping being prey. Today, I'm decoding 7 psychological weapons that shape your reality every single day. Weapons used by your boss, your friends, your competitors, even the people who claim to love you. You have 2 choices: learn to see them or keep being a victim. If you're ready to stop playing defense in your own life, hit that like button, subscribe, because what comes next will change how you see everyone around you. Forever. Let's begin. 3 years ago, I had a friend named Terry. Smart guy, talented. Everyone liked him. But Terry had a problem. He always lost. Lost promotions to less qualified people. Lost relationships to men who treated women worse. Lost respect in rooms where he was the most knowledgeable person. One night, after another devastating loss, he asked me, "Why do good people finish last?" I told him the truth he didn't want to hear. Because you think fairness is a weapon. It's not. It's a blindfold. Terry got quiet. Then he asked the question that changed everything. What are they doing that I'm not? I showed him the invisible moves, the psychological games, the weapons everyone pretends don't exist. 6 months later, Terry got the promotion. A year later, he had the relationship. 2 years later, people stopped interrupting him in meetings. He didn't become cruel. He became conscious. That's the transformation. Seeing what's always been there. Niccolo Machiavelli understood something most people spend their entire lives denying. Human nature is predictable, and power follows specific laws. He wrote that men are ungrateful, fickle, liars, and deceivers. They avoid danger and are greedy for profit. While you treat them well, they are yours. But when you are in danger, they turn against you. Harsh? Yes. True, devastatingly. Machiavelli wasn't teaching evil. He was teaching sight. He was saying, stop believing what people claim and start watching what they do. Stop hoping the world is fair and start learning how it actually works. His greatest lesson? The person who refuses to see these weapons will be destroyed by someone who doesn't. Today, we decode 7 of those weapons. 7 tactics Machiavelli would recognize instantly. 7 moves happening around you right now. Pay attention. Your power depends on it. Weapon 1, strategic ambiguity. Here's the brutal truth. Vague people control specific people. When someone refuses to give you a clear answer, that's not confusion. That's control. They're keeping their options open while forcing you to commit. They're creating a fog you have to navigate while they watch from high ground. Why weak people fail? They think clarity is mutual. They give straight answers and expect the same. Then they're shocked when ambiguous people outmaneuver them. Machiavelli's advice: never reveal your full intention before you've secured your position. Let others commit while you remain fluid. Specificity is exposure. Your manager says, "We'll see about that promotion for 6 months while you work extra hours." Meanwhile, they're interviewing external candidates. You gave certainty. They gave fog. You lost. Start speaking in maybes. "I'll think about it. Let me get back to you." That's one option. Watch how it changes the power dynamic instantly. Ambiguity is the smoke grenade of psychological warfare. Type this affirmation in the comments section. I control the game by controlling my commitments. Weapon 2, manufactured scarcity. The second weapon, making you believe there isn't enough. Scarcity is almost always artificial, but it works because fear clouds judgment. When someone tells you, this opportunity won't last, they're not warning you, they're pressuring you. Why weak people fail? They panic when they hear, last chance, or only a few left. They make desperate decisions because they're terrified of missing out. Machiavelli's insight: he who controls supply, controls demand. Create the perception of rarity, and people will beg for what they previously ignored. A romantic interest suddenly becomes busy, right when you're interested. They're not actually busier. They're creating scarcity to increase their value in your mind. You start chasing. Recognize artificial scarcity. Ask yourself, is this actually rare, or am I being made to feel that way? True scarcity doesn't need announcement. Desperation is the price of believing every deadline. Type this affirmation in the comments section. I decide what's valuable, not fear of loss. Weapon 3, emotional debt. This one's insidious, doing unrequested favors to create obligation. Someone helps you without being asked. Seems nice, right? Wrong. They're making an investment. They're putting you in emotional debt, and they'll collect with interest. Why weak people fail? They confuse manipulation with kindness. They feel guilty saying no to someone who did so much for them, even though they never asked for any of it. Machiavelli understood. Obligations are invisible chains. Create them strategically, and people will serve you while thinking they're being loyal. A coworker constantly covers for you, then asks you to lie to management on their behalf. You feel trapped because they've done so much. That was the plan all along. Never accept unsolicited favors from people whose motives you don't trust. And when you help others, do it freely, or acknowledge it's transactional. Generosity without request is manipulation with patience. Type this affirmation in the comments section. I owe nothing for gifts I never asked to receive. Weapon 4. Strategic incompetence. Here's a weapon hiding in plain sight, pretending you can't do something, so someone else has to. Watch closely. Some people are bad at very specific things they don't want to do. They weaponize incompetence. You do their work because it's easier than explaining. Why weak people fail? They're competent, so they pick up slack. They think they're being helpful. They don't realize they're being trained. Machiavelli's take: never do consistently what you wish to avoid permanently. People will assign you the role you accept. Your partner is terrible at planning, so you plan everything. Your colleague doesn't understand the software, so you do their reports. They're not incapable, they're strategic. Let things fail. Stop rescuing strategic incompetence. People learn fast when comfort disappears. Incompetence is often intelligence in disguise. Type this affirmation in the comment section. I do not rescue those who refuse to learn. Weapon 5. Reality definition. The fifth weapon is terrifying, controlling what's considered normal. Whoever defines reality wins. If they convince you that their version of events is objective truth, they control your entire perception. Gaslighting isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's just persistent redefinition. Why weak people fail? They doubt their own memory and perception when someone confidently contradicts them. They think, maybe I'm wrong, instead of, maybe they're lying. Machiavelli knew. History is written by victors because reality belongs to whoever controls the narrative. You remember a promise. They say it never happened. You remember a conversation. They say you're being dramatic. Slowly, you stop trusting yourself. That's the point. Document. Keep records. Trust your memory until proven otherwise. Reality isn't democratic. It's factual. Whoever controls the past controls the present. Type this affirmation in the comments section. My perception is valid until evidence proves otherwise. Weapon 6. Selective visibility. This weapon is elegant, being invisible when it serves you, visible when it benefits you. Some people disappear during crises and appear during victories. They avoid blame and collect credit. They've mastered strategic presence. Why weak people fail? They're consistently present. They're there for the struggle but forgotten during the celebration. Their visibility is constant, so it's worthless. Machiavelli's wisdom: it's better to be feared than loved, but better than both is to be remembered only for victories. Someone is unavailable during the difficult project phase, but shows up perfectly timed for the presentation to executives. They master the art of arriving at applause. Control your visibility. Be present for what builds your value, strategically absent from what doesn't. Presence is power only when it's calculated. Type this affirmation in the comments section. I choose when to be seen and when to disappear. Weapon 7. The illusion of choice. The final weapon, making you think you're deciding when you're actually being directed. Give someone 2 options you control, and they feel empowered while you predetermine the outcome. Would you rather do this or that? Either way, you're doing what they want. Why weak people fail? They think options equal freedom. They don't realize both doors lead to the same room. Machiavelli's principle: the appearance of freedom prevents rebellion. Let people choose their chains, and they'll wear them proudly. Do you want to work late Wednesday or Thursday? You're working late either way. Should we meet at my place or that restaurant I chose? You're going where they want, regardless. Recognize false binaries. Introduce third options. Ask, what if neither? Watch the power shift. Choice is freedom only when the options aren't pre-selected. Type this affirmation in the comments section. I create options. I don't just choose between them. You now see 7 weapons that were always there. The ambiguity, the manufactured urgency, the emotional debt, the strategic incompetence, the reality control, the calculated visibility, the illusion of choice. These aren't theories. These are tools being used on you daily, by colleagues, by friends, by people who smile while maneuvering. But here's what changes everything. Now you see them. And what you see, you can counter. What you understand, you can use. What you recognize, you can't be destroyed by. Machiavelli didn't write his truth to create monsters. He wrote it to prevent good people from being devoured by those who already understood these games. You're not becoming the villain. You're refusing to stay the victim. The world doesn't reward nice. It rewards aware. So stay sharp, stay conscious, stay dangerous, because the most powerful weapon isn't on this list. It's the awareness that the game exists. You're no longer playing blind. Welcome to the real world.